LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars might just be the greatest sub-theme in the entire history of the brand. Yes, I know that is a crazy statement, but honestly, can you disagree with it? Think about how many iconic sets have come from LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars. For nearly 20 years, LEGO has been pumping out banger after banger from this theme. In last week's video, I had the unenviable task of curating a list of the worst sets from LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars, and you all had a lot to say about my picks. That list was incredibly difficult to make, and honestly, I knew it'd be controversial from the get-go. I think today's list will be a little bit more mundane. However, pretty much every time I do a worst of list, there's usually a companion piece that you probably can guess what it is. No more beating around the bush. Without further ado, here are my picks for the top 10 best LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars sets of all time. The rules for today's video are very simple. It just has to be a set specifically from the Clone Wars itself. So nothing from the prequel trilogy, even if there is significant crossover with the build. Nothing from the spin-offs like the Bad Batch or Star Wars Rebels. It's only sets from the original Clone Wars show from 2003 and the 2008 show as well. And finally, I'm also including the 2008 movie. Makes sense? Let's dive into the countdown. Number 10. 75087, Anakin's Custom Jedi Starfighter. Speaking of the original Clone Wars series from 2003, there's only one official LEGO set from that show, and it's this Anakin's Custom Jedi Starfighter. When I started making this list, I knew a Jedi Starfighter would end up somewhere in this countdown, and I couldn't really put this one any higher, but I love the look of this build, and overall, it's my favorite Jedi Starfighter LEGO's ever made in the play scale. The colorways here just really pop. I love the added shaping with this design. It's very unique and fun, and those minifigures are fantastic, especially the Asajj Ventress. Additionally, there's just a coolness factor that's hard to describe because it is the lone set from the original Clone Wars show that I have a very soft spot for. So that's why it's ultimately number 10. Number 9. 75045, Republic AV7 Anti-Vehicle Cannon. LEGO makes a lot of vehicles like this for battle packs, including, I'm pretty sure, this exact same vehicle for a battle pack just a couple of years ago. However, normally they're just quite small and unimpressive. And then there's this $40 set from 2014, which was a fantastic price for this build, by the way. This thing is humongous, and it just looks so grand. The size of this build is spectacular, the details are immaculate, and those minifigures, oh goodness gracious, I love those Phase 2 Wolfpack Troopers who are exclusive to this set. I feel like this one is also kind of slept on, maybe because it was a retail exclusive back in 2014, not sure why, but ultimately it is one of the best Clone Wars sets of all time. Number 8, 8018, Armored Assault Tank AAT. This is the 2009 version. I need to make that very clear because the 2020 version was actually one of my worst picks for Clone Wars sets. I do not like the version at all from 2020. But this 09 version is the best rendition of the AAT LEGO has made to date. It has amazing size, it has fantastic shaping, it has all the details you could want. It's just a brilliant looking design that has not aged a day, even though it's now 16 years old. I just can't picture a world where this AAT is not in anybody's top 10 Clone Wars sets of all time. Number 7. 7674 V19 Torrent. Supposedly we are getting a remake of this set later this year, and I'm very interested to see how that pans out because whoever the designer is on that set has a tall order in somehow trying to top this fantastic version from 17 years ago. If you are someone who loves play features in your LEGO sets, look no further than this original V19 Torrent for one of the greatest mechanisms in the entire history of LEGO Star Wars. You know what? Screw it. The entire history of LEGO. You really don't see mechanisms like this that are this good in play scale Star Wars sets. It is seamless, it is fantastic, I absolutely adore it. Additionally, the build holds up very well today. It has fantastic size too. I just wish it came with better minifigures and it could have been even higher on this list. But as is, I still love the look of this thing, and that function I cannot stop raving about. Number 6. 8098 Clone Turbo Tank. I bet a lot of y'all will actually have this turbo tank a bit higher on your personal list. And look, I get it. It is a very great turbo tank in a classic set from 2010. I personally think the wheels of this build are just a little bit skimpy in my opinion. They could have beefed them up a tad bit more and it would have been more accurate to the source material. And frankly, if the wheel designs were better, this probably would have been a top 3 set. And ultimately, it's a testament for how great the rest of the build is that I can get over my wheel issue and still have this in my top 6 Clone Wars sets of all time. The turbo tank is referred to as the Juggernaut in the Star Wars universe, and this thing is a juggernaut. It is quite large and imposing, which I love. Additionally, the fantastic minifigures here are great. This was the first set alongside the Speeder from that same wave, 2010, to introduce us to Cad Bane, who is one of my favorite Star Wars characters from the Clone Wars, and all the new pieces they made for him, including the breathing apparatus and that hat, are to die for. You'll hear me say this a lot in today's video, it's just hard to imagine a top 10 Clone Wars sets list without this turbo tank. Number 5. No specific set number because we are talking about all the LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars Clone Trooper Battle Packs. Yes, I know, this is hardcore cheating for today's video, but luckily the guy who makes the rules here is me. So hear me out for just a second on why I decided to basically wrap all of the Clone Trooper Battle Packs into one single entry. When I was curating this list for the first time, I was like, you know what? I've got to include the 2009 Clone Trooper Battle Pack. And then I was like, well, the recent Clone Battle Pack from 2024 was fantastic too. That's got to make the list. And then I was like, well, the 2020 501st Trooper Clone Battle Pack lit the entire LEGO Star Wars community on fire. That needs a shout out. And then I was like, well, the 2012 Clone Trooper Battle Pack that includes my favorite Clone Trooper minifigure of all time definitely deserves a shout out. And then I took a step back and I was like, Lee, you can't have 3 or 4 spots wasted in your top 10 on battle packs, which ultimately don't have the best build for the theme. So I elected to cheat a little bit, and yeah, I know it's kind of unfair, but it's my list and I can do what I want. That's why I'm basically turning every single Clone Trooper battle pack they've ever made from Star Wars The Clone Wars into one entry here, because they deserve a shout out, and I don't think there are any sets more emblematic of this era of LEGO Star Wars and the fandom than these clone battle packs. But if I had to single out just one battle pack, it would be that OG version from 2009. It doesn't get much better than that one. Number 4, 7964 Republic Frigate. My biggest issue with this set is that mine is currently destroyed in my collection. It got thrown into a box at some point when I moved out for college and my parents were kind of cleaning out my room, and I haven't seen it built since, which really stinks. But I can't hold that too much against this set because, come on, this build is fabulous. LEGO, first off, it's been 14 years since any vehicle of this sort has been made. Come on, chop chop, give us a new minifigure scale rendition of this. I would love to see that. I'll even settle for something in the Starship collection. I would just love to see a Republic Frigate again. The shaping of this build for 2011 holds up really well, and once again with Clone Wars sets, the minifigures are spectacular, highlighted by that wolf. Oh my gosh, another one of the best clone troopers they've ever created. Number 3, 7676 Republic Attack Gunship. No list from the prequel / Clone Wars era of Star Wars would be complete without some sort of gunship, including my worst of video where the entire list was topped by the worst gunship they've ever made, and here's the best version from the Clone Wars, that is. Ironically, if I were ranking every single gunship LEGO's ever done, this would actually not be in the top 2, but here it is at number 3 overall for the entire Clone Wars. I love this set. I have amazing memories with this set, and it's just a great looking design. It had some great minifigures, and it's just iconic, man. Sometimes it's hard to describe how great a set is without just saying it's iconic, it's beloved. This set means a lot to a lot of people, and it had to be really high in today's video. Number 2, 75367 Venator Class Republic Attack Cruiser. It took LEGO 20 years from the premiere of the original Star Wars The Clone Wars show in 2003 to give us a UCS set from this series, and they finally delivered in 2023 with the Venator, a dream come true for me and a lot of LEGO Star Wars fans. And look, I'm recording this in my studio. I am staring at the Venator right now. This thing is a behemoth. It is gigantic and a sight to behold. I think LEGO absolutely nailed the design of this set. Sure, it doesn't really do anything. It's a static model. It only includes 2 minifigures. Yeah, wah, who cares? It is one of the best display pieces LEGO Star Wars has ever given us, and I personally love the Venator, one of my favorite style of this ship in the entire Star Wars galaxy, and I think they just nailed the design. It's one of the crowning jewels of my collection, and that is why, in my opinion, it is the second best Star Wars The Clone Wars set of all time. So, what could possibly be better than that? Well, before I reveal my choice for number 1, I want to throw out a few honorable mentions because there truly are so many great Clone Wars sets. The original Republic fighter tank from 2008 I think is the best version of that vehicle. It's one of my favorite vehicles in all of Star Wars, and I love the look of that set. The Umbaran mobile heavy cannon from 2013 is very interesting looking, a very unique LEGO Star Wars set, and nearly made this list. In 2014, LEGO Star Wars gave us the Coruscant Police gunship set, which, like the Umbaran mobile heavy cannon, is a very unique vehicle, and I think LEGO nailed the shaping on this one. It's a very striking design. Anakin's Y-Wing starfighter from 2009 is 16 years old and has not aged a day. I think they did a brilliant job with the build of this set. It's so seamless across the board. Finally, the 2012 The Malevolence set is a very impressive separatist vehicle. It lacks a little bit of interior, which is why it's not on this list, but I wanted to give it a shout out. Now that the honorable mentions are out of the way, it's time to reveal number 1, 10195 Republic Dropship with AT-OT. Honestly, if I did not put this set at number 1, I know I would get flamed in the comments. This is one of the most beloved LEGO Star Wars sets of all time, and with good reason. I don't even have this set. I'm not sure I'll ever have this set unless I become a millionaire at some point because it is so dang expensive. But like I raved about with the V19 Torrent, you don't see crazy mechanisms from LEGO Star Wars sets all too often, but this one has maybe the best play function in the history of the entire LEGO Star Wars theme. It literally can carry an AT-OT, which is just wild to me. I love this feature. Additionally, it's 2 completely exclusive and very large vehicles. The dropship itself looks fantastic, the design is humongous, and then the AT-OT is an exclusive walker as well, and they have not remade either of these since. And the minifigures are just plain clone troopers and clone pilots, which really aren't that exciting, and that's a testament to how amazing the build of this set is, that pretty much everybody kind of ignores the average looking minifigures because the design is that cool. I wish this weren't such an obvious choice because my video would have more suspense if it weren't, but look, it just is. It's that good and it had to be number 1 in today's video. So there you have it, y'all. Those are my choices for the top 10 LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars set of all time. What are your picks? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's video. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out. God bless. Bye-bye.